All right. Whoa, we are live, it looks like. What's going on, everyone? This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Look, see, I did the intro this time. A lot of people yelled at me last time because I didn't do the intro. So I hope everyone's having a good day out there. I hope everyone's having fun. It is a Thursday night at, I don't know, 9 p.m. I couldn't even think what time of day it was right now, but we are Thursday night, 9 p.m. doing a live stream tonight. We can't do a live stream on Sunday, so we thought we would do a live stream this evening. Just see how everyone is, see how everyone's doing. It looks like we're going to let a few more people jump in here because we got to get this live stream up and running. We got some Giant news, of course, coming out with Kevin Zeidler. We'll talk about that. We can talk about our old buddy Leonard Williams and see where old Leonard is going from him, going from here. We got the report that I always want to say San Diego football, San Diego Chargers, only because of the fact that, come on, the San Diego Chargers sounds a lot better than the LA Chargers. And you got those powder blue unis. I mean, come on. They belong in San Diego. It doesn't look like an LA thing. LA, I think of the whiskey and Guns N' Roses and things like that. I don't think of, well, we're going to sit here and we're going to have our powder blue jerseys on. So I hope everyone's having a good night out there. I know I'm having fun. We were car shopping all this week and we're trying to wrap that up. It looks like we wrapped it up as soon as we could. So I'm just, like I said, we the Giants right now, I think, are in a situation where I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're going this year or what their plan is. And Dave Gettleman always has a plan. We always have a plan with Dave Gettleman, or we think we have a plan with Dave Gettleman. So with the news with Kevin Zeidler, and the Kevin Zeidler news is basically the fact that the Giants are potentially looking to move on from Zeidler, of course, but they don't want to release him. They want to take his contract and try to move it to another team. They want to try to trade him. If they can't trade Kevin Zeidler, they are then going to trade. He has a plan. We always have a plan. I laugh, Joe, because my wife always gets I will say, gets a little upset when I sit there and go, I have a plan. As we know, the plan is never going to go the way it's supposed to. How's it going? It's going good. Your thoughts on Bosa coming to us? If Bosa came to us, I would be one happy Giant fan. But the Chargers are which Bosa are we talking about? Are we gonna get the Bosa from the other? We gonna get the other brother Bosa? But I don't see Bosa coming to us. I actually wish he would come up to us. Hey, Mr. Lewis, my friend, how are we doing this evening? I appreciate the offer in reference to the vehicle. I wish I would have known, like I said, that you did that type of work. I would have contacted you directly. I think that's like I said, you probably would have saved me a lot of time and effort. So, is there any rumors out on the Giant front? Well, I guess I was just talking about the Kevin Zeidler rumor. So the Kevin Zeidler rumor right now is the fact that they potentially may be moving on for him and try to trade him or try to move that contract. Evan Ingram, how are you, sir? Haven't seen you in a while. We've been doing the Sunday stream. So we thought we'd do a quick stream tonight because of the fact that we're probably not going to be able to do the stream on Sunday. I think it's just we just don't have the opportunity. I wish we did. Why are you not watching the Knick game? Well, it's funny. I got the Knick game on in the corner. So I have that internet Sling TV. No, it's Fubo. So I stream it everywhere. So I got a little thing in the corner here. So I'm trying to be professional and do a little bit of. So if you see me doing this, I'm not watching the Knick game. I'm watching porn. But you know what? It's just one of those things with Kevin Zeidler. I don't think I think moving on from him is going to be an issue. LeVar, you know what, LeVar, what's going on? It's good to see you. How are we, my friend? You know what? Tim, a FUBU sponsor. I'm going to go with Coors Light now as a sponsor because I'm trying to get them on track, but they don't want to seem to listen. You know what? I have to admit, I really enjoyed the call-in show on Sunday, and we're going to do the call-in show again. And we have a phone bank now. So you dial in an 800 number, and I can have 10 people up in the phone bank. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave the calls 5 minutes apiece. And then we're going to kind of go from, and we're going to, so we get everyone a chance in. And I was talking about Zeiler. We're going to go back to Zeiler for a second. You cut Kevin Zeiler. Here's the issues right off the bat. You're going to get rid of Cam Fleming. You have Andrew Thomas coming back from an ankle injury in a semi-bad season. Who is going to be your left guard? Are you going to rely on Will Hernandez? Are you going to take Shane Lemieux and move him over to right guard? Are we going to take Jonathan Harrison and start him at center and move Nick Gates somewhere? I mean, you cut Zeidler. I'm not for cutting Zeidler. You restructure Zeidler. Before we get back to Sfiga, how is the surgery, my man? Are we doing well? Just for you, I'm going to do it. Are we ready? Hello, everyone. This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. That's for our friend who just had hip replacement surgery. I've had knee surgery. I've had ACL replacement, but I wish you well, my friend. And like I said, if you need anything, just email me. I think you know where you'll always find me. You'll always find me here on YouTube. So, sounds great. Let's get the edge rusher. You know what? O'Shane Ximines. I like O'Shane Ximines. I think O'Shane Ximines is. I liked him coming out of Old Dominion. I thought he was going to be more of a pass rusher force, but he really only had one or two moves in his repartee. He didn't have what I would refer to as a plethora.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas?
Come on, guys. I had to throw that in there. Someone said to me, you're using the soundboard too much. I like the soundboard, but I am going to cut that back on using the soundboard. But I thought he would have maturated more O'Shane. And I just don't see, I just don't see that progression right now. And I wish I did. And you have to hope that in year 3 that he's going to come along and really move forward. And Carter Coughlin. I like Carter Coughlin. I like his speed. I like his ability to read the offense. I just think he needs more time to figure it out. And we kind of have to go from there. Here we go. I dropped the crickets in for you. I'd like to see Carter Coughlin more on a larger scale, but I can't count on him being a starting linebacker right now. And I think that's listen, when I make fun of Daniel Jones, it's all out of love. Yes, I call him Danny the Cricket now because of the fact that, like I said, crickets, they're annoying and they don't do anything. So, but I'm not going to do the drum roll this time. But like I said, I hope Danny Jones, I think he goes through. I hope he does well, because if he doesn't do well, we're in a lot of trouble. And that's just plain and simple. So we have to hope that he goes through and does something. I like Tay Crowder and I like his brother Ray. I think they're really nice guys. I'm just busting your chops there. Tay, you know what? He had the one big game. He pulled the hammy. And I laughed because when he was running back in for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, boy, he's really slow. Not thinking to myself, well, he just pulled a hamstring. So that could be the reason why. I would like to see him on a larger scale as well. But that's the thing. I would like to see that. Our problem right now with the linebackers outside of Blake Martinez, I don't know what we're going to do. Lorenzo Carter's coming back from an injury. You having O'Shane Ximines, you're kind of calling him a defensive end / linebacker. You got Cam Brown, Tay Crowder, Carter Coughlin. It's not Carson Taylor's Banks and Reasons. It's not even Kelly Van Pelt, Carson's and Taylor. I mean, it's going to be interesting. And with the league probably adjusting to our situational defense, we are going to have to start relying more on talent. Tim, I hope Dimes has a break. I hope Danny Dimes has a breakout year too. I was at the preseason game, his first game. I've played the video before with him driving the team. I believe it was on his second drive. I was excited. Just like everybody else. I was pumped for Danny Dimes. I was like, woohoo, Danny Dimes, touchdown. And I still hope he does that. But you know what? I also have to be a realist about it. And that's kind of what we need to think about. One Pro Bowl. Oh, wow. But you cost your team. Yeah. Yes, Evan Ingram cost us a play. I'm not saying Evan Ingram cost us a playoffs because of the fact that we had the opportunity against both Baltimore and the Cardinals, and we did not take advantage of those opportunities. We had to, S sandwich games, I like to call them, because we had the bread and we had the S in the middle. We had the SH blank blank in the middle, and we took a bite of it, and we shot ourselves in the foot. If you have to rely on another team to win or another team to lose to get into the playoffs, you did not earn your way into the playoffs. That's just how I feel. No. First of all, he did not have a wonderful season in Miami. He had an average season, and like I said, they want to try to get out from underneath that contract. And I know there's always the Joe Judge connection, and I understand that. But I've said this before. Every guy that gets released, we're not signing. It's amazing. And it's not just our team. It's fans everywhere. And I've seen it on the Eagle chats and the Jet chats. As soon as someone gets released, that player is going to that team. Or there's something on Twitter going, we should sign this guy. Would he be a fit? I would like KJ Wright a lot better. We could probably get KJ cheaper, and he'll be able to help control the edge on the right side. I mean, that's just the way I feel on there. What's going on? Where we go there? What's going on, my friend? I've seen you in a while. I haven't gotten any messages from you. I haven't busted my chops in a while. I miss that. I tell people, listen, if you're gonna bust my chops, I don't care. I actually appreciate it and I actually enjoy it as long as you keep it clean. That's all I care about. But you could bust my chops all you want. It doesn't matter. Did you see Chris Sims' quarterback rankings? Yes, I saw Chris Sims' quarterback rankings. You know what? I also saw Chris Sims' rookie season up close with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I guarantee he's got a lot of concussions. So that's probably why this ranking came out the way it did, because I was with Tampa when Chris was first drafted. So actually, Chris is a very nice guy. I wanted to meet his father, but I didn't really know him that well. I just saw him a couple times. Well, let me see here. This is the official put up or shut up season for Jones. This would be his first season where he doesn't have to learn. Yes, that's true. I think he's going to have to. I think we are going to maybe pare down the playbook, but I don't think. You know what? Let me quick story, because some people have asked me how I got going. How I started doing some work for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's a funny story, and I'll tell it real quick, because I've told it before. I was working for Disney, and most people don't know Disney has a telecommunications company. And I was working for the telecommunications company, and there's a hotel in Celebration, Florida, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used to have, where the team stayed during training camp when they're at Wide World Sports. And one day, the entire internet structure went down. I mean, everything went down in the hotel, and I got a call. It was a Sunday night, Sunday morning and afternoon, and my wife loves the story too, because she had to wait up to like 2:00 in the morning. I got a call from the hotel saying, you got to come out here, because they had a new system called the XOS digital replay system. So, and it ran completely off the internet. And this was back in 2003. So the internet is not what the internet was back then. And I laughed though, because I get to the hotel and I'm in the telco room, and right next to the telco room is the coach's room. And I'm talking to the guys, and I could feel someone behind me. I'm like, someone behind me. And I turn around, and it's John Gruden. And John Gruden looks at me with his finger and goes, what's your name? And I said, I'm Tim. And first thing he says to me is, what the F, Tim? And he didn't use what the F. And he kept using it over and over again. What the F, Tim? All night long. Took me forever to get up the internet. We finally got it up and running. The next day, the general manager of the Bucs calls the general manager of the hotel, who calls the general manager of the telecommunications company, and says, Tim has to be with us throughout the entire training camp. And that kind of just led into everything else. So, and it was funny though, because I laughed, because Warren Sapp and Chris Sims were walking to a meeting, and in the Celebration Hotel, when you first walk in, there's a concierge desk, and they were walking down this long hallway, and all they heard was John Gruden saying, what the F, Tim, what the F, Tim, what the F, Tim. And Warren Sapp turned around, looked at me, and says, you're in trouble, dude. He knows your name. And I laughed, because for like the first 4 weeks I was there, that was my name. What the F, Tim. But that's how everything got started. Chris has been right. Oh yeah, actually, you know what he has? I shouldn't make fun of Chris Sims. He's actually a pretty good analyst. He's really moved forward in his career. Alex Sports, what's going on, sir? How you doing? Let's see here. All right. Oh, I love this because I was waiting for this question. Or this whatever we call it. Kyle Rudolph is available for the cheap or draft or late on time like Hunter Long. You know what? I saw Kyle got released, so automatically we should sign him. So I'm not picking on you, Steven. I'm not. I just think it's funny that we should sign him. But I think in some ways, if we could get him on the cheap, he is a guy that we should sign. I really do think that. I think we should bring him in. Hey, what's going on? What's your view on wide receiver draft free agency? Throw some names out there for us. I've said it before. I'm not Allen Robinson. I would like Allen Robinson, but I don't think he's going to come here because of the fact that he's never played with a good quarterback. Why? And again, I'm not bashing the cricket. But why would he come to New York after playing with people like Blake Bortles and Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky? The kid from Detroit, he's going to get I have a feeling he's going to get tagged. I don't want Curtis Samuel because of the fact that he is Sterling Shepard 2.0. I think it's just I don't think there's a name out there right now in the wide receiver pool that really piques my interest. If we are going to go wide receiver, it's going to go in the draft. Everyone loves Bateman. I love Bateman. Everyone's been talking about him. I think he's going to slide up into that first round, maybe towards the end half. I'm not sure if one of the big three are going to be there in the draft, but you have to just wait and see, and you have to hope. You're a handsome dude, man. Oh, thank you. I thought you'd be some nerdy dude talking about football. You know what? Oh, thank you. I actually played in college. I played Division III and Division I. I'm not going to get into my career because my career was very uneventful. I've said it a million times before. The only two things that stopped me from going pro were, injuries and lack of talent. I really had the lack of talent issue. So let's see, Johnny T. Tim, what do you need to see from Daniel to convince you he's the guy going for? You know what I need to see? I need to see Daniel Jones going through his progressions. I need him to expand his vision, his field of vision. I need him to have the ability to understand when to climb the ladder in the pocket, and he needs to understand when he needs to slide and run, when it's not a design play. I need him the ability to check down, and I need him to have the ability to, when the deep play is open, recognize it and throw the ball to the correct spot. Because I'm not going with the Pro Football Focus mantra that he is the best deep ball passer in the NFL or one of the best. That's what if he can do those things, I'm back on the Danny Dimes train. That's no longer going to be Danny Crickets. I'll be back on that. I will be back on that train like everyone else. But I think that those are some of the things that he needs to do, to get me back on the bandwagon. Thoughts on Kyle Pitts? All right. Thoughts on Kyle Pitts. The only problem I have with Kyle is he's only been playing tight end for 3 years. He switched positions coming in. He switched positions, I believe, his senior year in high school. He has the exact same scouting report as our old buddy Evan Ingram, except the scouting report says he's more of a willing blocker. He's going to be a big red zone target. I don't think he's going to be Plaxico Burress-esque. I think he's going to be his own guy on that. I think he's going to be more towards, I think he'll be a poor man's Gronk, but I can't take a tight end at 11. There's too many tight ends that have gone early in this. Eric Ebron was going to revolutionize the tight end position for the Detroit Lions. Now he's on his third team, and I think he's heading on his fourth team as we speak. I think DJ will have a great season this year. I hope he does too. And if the Giants address the number one position, whether it's, what I laugh and everyone's like, we need more weapons. We need this, we need that. And there's no comparison, but Tom Brady, many, many years did not have any weapons, didn't have anybody. I mean, he was throwing Japar Gaffney And guys, that's my chair squeaking. I know I'm not being professional. You're throwing to like Jabbar Gaffney and guys like that. It's the ability to understand and put your players and put your receivers in the right position and make the proper checks and make the proper adjustments. And that I think that's what he is going to need to do. Let's see here. Somewhere inside reporting there. I can't see them bringing back both defense tackle. I can't. There's no way. They can't, and there's just no way possible. Here's the reason why, and I've said this a million times already. They can, let's say, for argument's sake, we have $40 million. We take, and people are like, well, just put the franchise tag on Leonard Williams. You put the franchise tag on Leonard Williams, that number can be $21.3 million because he still has not lost his arbitration case from last year. So the defensive end number would be 21.3. So let's just knock it down to 20. So you've already cut half your cap space. You have to then factor in your rookie pool, which is anywhere between $6 to $7 million. You have to remember that we are working always on, and a lot of people don't understand this, we are working on the rule of 51. The rule of 51 during the offseason is only the top 51 contracts count against the salary cap. The other contracts do not become part of the salary cap until the last day of training camp. So if you take the salary cap, if you take Leonard Williams, the Rule 51, and the rookie pool, you may only have $12 million if you tag him. And so you're going to have to hope he's going to take like $12 million up front, on a prorated deal and give him a larger bonus and more guaranteed money throughout the deal, or there's no way that we can turn around and sign him and Dalvin Tomlinson, because then you'll have $30 million on the defensive line. And the Giants have let defensive tackles go. And, going back, starting with Jonathan Hankins, and we all know what happened to Joseph over in Minnesota, so we have that, we've had that history. But I like I said, I would rather bring back our old buddy, like I said, my old buddy Dalvin Tomlinson, than I would bringing back Leonard Williams. If Leonard Williams came back at the right deal, I think he would be the way to go. I think he would be, but I don't see him doing it. I want Waddle with the 11th. If Waddle was available at 11, here's my thing. If I'm still leaning towards defense. I'm still leaning towards a corner. If Patrick Surtain was available, Patrick Surtain Jr., I would take him at 11. I think he has got talent. I think he's got the pedigree because of his father playing in the NFL. So I know that pass on the receiver, a lot of people are going to suck, but if we can continue to keep teams at stop them from scoring and focus on a running game, I think we can do well. All right, let's see what else we got here. I saw one from Johnny T here. This was the 2005 is going to be anywhere between 2050. Well, here's the problem with that. The salary cap right now is between 180 and 183. So I don't see it. And it was going to be 198 before the loss of revenue. I can't say that it's going to be 20. I can't think it's going to say it's going to be 215, 220 because of the fact that we don't know what's going on with them letting people back in the stadium for revenue. So I think that we have to corner. Yeah, I want a corner. I've said it before. I want Robin to James Brady's Batman. I want someone to lock down that other side. Not that I'm not in love with Isaac Yiadom, because we all know I'm not. Plus, with that $2 million accelerator on that new contract, we have to get rid of him. But yeah, I would go corner. Pitts or Waddle? I would go Waddle. Yeah, 100% Waddle. Like I said, I can't take a tight end that early. I just can't. I can't focus on that. I just can't do it. What do we got here? If we draft anything other than a wide receiver Pitts with number 11 pick, I think it's a fail. Get him his first draft is not looking too hot. So it could be interesting. Oh, what's going on, Joey? Thank you so much, my friend. I think Waddle falls to us. If not, I tell you, if Waddle falls, I got it. it's just one of those things. If he falls, can you pass up that talent? And that is, like I said, I still lean towards corner, but can you pass up that talent? My theory has always been you draft the best talent available, regardless of position. And if you think Jalen Waddle is the best talent available, most teams get in trouble by drafting need. And that's the problem. They have that issue. They draft for need. They make that reach, like maybe picking a quarterback at 6. Hey-oh. Sorry, I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out. I promise. I really do. I promise. But it's just one of those things. I mean, you draft for need, you get yourself in trouble. So you go, I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. If we sign Patrick Peterson, understand it will be a washed up version. If we sign Patrick Peterson, I would be happy with that. Because like I said, I'm not one of these guys that thinks you need to have a young guy at every position. You need guys that are available, that have the pedigree to play maybe just for a couple of years. I don't like calling them stopgap, but you need those guys. You need that veteran presence. So I would take a watered down version of that. D-Rob, hello. Can you read? Oh, let me see. Can you read my previous comment and tell me if you agree? You know what? You're gonna make me scroll. Oh, geez, Alex. I have a hard enough time walking, and you're gonna make me scroll. I can't chew gum at the same time either. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. Here we go. I want a skilled position at 11 simply because the NFL has become an offensive-driven league, and I want to see Jones with a good offense to work with to determine Jones is the guy. Okay. The only problem is I still think, and it's the old saying, defense wins championships. And I'm still thinking that's the way to go. My theory is, you stop the other team from scoring and you have a consistent and strong running game. You are playing 86 Giants, 90 Giants football. You control the clock. You control the tempo. It's easier to pass. I should say it's easier to run block than it is to pass block. So if you can get that line going and move people off the line a couple feet, a couple inches, I personally think that's the way to go. But yeah, the skill position is, like I said, it's interesting. I mean, like, I don't know. I have to wait and see how the draft shakes out because I actually think Surtain's going to Atlanta. So like it would be interesting. Let's see here. I'm sure Peterson. You know what? Isaac Yiadom, man. Isaac Yiadom. And last year, come on. How many people sat there and screamed at the television when Isaac Yiadom, when you saw a play and you saw a touchdown and you knew it was Isaac Yiadom? You knew it. You knew it immediately because you're like, oh, blank, we just gave him a touchdown. I know who that was. Oh, my goodness. Isaac Yiadom just kills me, man. He's just that is the name that shall not be spoken in this house. With the pending television deal, I hope the NFL decides to set the cap on a name to avoid the league wage crunch. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what's going on with the TV deal. I mean, it's going to be weird for another year or two. And I think we just got to kind of as fans keep our fingers crossed. But every team's in the same boat. Some teams have better situations than we do, salary cap wise, but everyone's in the same boat. I report that. Yeah, I know, man. You keep telling me this. I don't see it. I'm not seeing the Ravens letting him go. I'm seeing the Ravens letting go Yannick. And I'm not sure Calais Campbell what his contract situation is, but I don't see them letting him go. I like Isaac. I like hamburgers. So I mean, I can't eat them all the time. You know what? Isaac is a good backup. He is a good $1.5 million backup, not for the $2 million we got the accelerator on. We need a new LT. Do we need a new LT as in left tackle or a new LT as in Lawrence Taylor?
Hey, so you better hope I never get back in there. I'm gonna kick your.
Because I think we need both. I think we have to get both on there. You are very welcome, sir. You are very welcome. Come on, he wasn't that bad. No, he was. You know what? Isaac Yiadom played well in spots. He really did. He played well. When you put him in man-to-man coverage, he played well at times. It's when he went into the soft shell zone did we have issues. And hopefully we don't continue with those issues. I think Julian Levick's second corner, Darnay Slide. You know what? D-Rob, I like Julian Love. I mean, Julian Love, I liked him in Notre Dame. I liked when he came out. He played safety out of necessity, and I understand that. I really do. I'm going to take a drink here because these lights are hot, man. He played well, and I think he could slide into the second corner position. I really do think he could, but I just don't. I don't think they're going to take that because the way they play way the Giants play defense, they need the safeties. They need them. Thank you, Mr. Prince Castro. I appreciate it. We need a new LT. Again, which LT? Left tackler Lawrence Taylor? Because I think we need both. Lawrence. Yes, we do, man. I was lucky enough because I am old. There's dirt, and then there's me. I got to see Lawrence Taylor play. I got to see Lawrence Taylor play through his rookie season. He was just beyond approach as a player. And when you first saw him, you knew he was something special. And, there was legends about him. And one of the legends is true. He did hit a golf ball once out of the stadium. I had a friend who worked in East Rutherford in concessions. He actually told me about it because I was still in high school back then. But yes, I mean, he was just something else. He was just something special. What car did you buy? We bought a Volkswagen. It's a commuter car. We went with the Passat. Very nice car. You know what's funny, Roldy? I saw the Passat video on your website. And I thought of you. I was like, oh, geez. If the top three wide receivers are on, and so is Pitts, and the Giants don't like either cornerback, Gettleman finally trades. You know what? Or does he pull a reach for defensive tackle? He might. He might not trade down and pull a reach for a defensive tackle. I think that might be a situation there. If everyone's gone, I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't know what he would do. Let's see here. There's an old guy. I'm pushing 50-year-old, so I'm almost goes back as far. In your opinion, in our lifetime, would you say the Niners are the biggest non-division rivals? Ooh, that's tough. But you know what? I'm going to have to agree with the Niners. And because of the fact that we went through the whole even Joe Montana / Steve Young era that most people don't remember. But if I had to pick a rival, I'm going to have to say that would be my pick. Let's see here. If our running back doesn't do good this year, would you consider him a bust? Did he not do well because of injury or because of lack of performance on the line or just because he just had another bad season? If he's coming back from the injury, I'm not worried. I'm going to give him a break till like week 4 or 5. If it's because of the line, and we'll be able to know if it's because of the line right away, then I'm not going to blame him. But if he looks timid, he does not look like he's attacking the line. Yes, I would say that he could potentially be a bust. And that's what I'm talking about, Mr. Barkley. It's okay. I know you're talking about him and Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas, man, was a beast. Derek Thomas had that 20-something sack season. He had like 7 sacks in one game or 7.5 sacks for one game. I remember that game. I watched that game. He was, and he's another one that passed away too young in that accident driving to the airport to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it would be the Niners. Yeah, it's to me the Niners. It has to be the Niners. It really does. And it's and I really consider that more of a playoff divisional rival because we didn't play them that much during the regular season, but they were our thorn in our playoffs. Cardinals are starting to be a rival for us. Yeah, the Cardinals are, man. I like the Cardinals. I watched the Cardinals, the Browns, and of course the Giants. Those were the teams that I watched religiously. And I laugh because my wife, who watches football with me sometimes. I got her into watching the Cardinals because Kyler Murray and how small he is. Because my wife's only like 4'11", so I think Kyler Murray's only maybe a quarter of an inch taller than her. What about? Oh, here we go. What about the Packers? No, I never really considered them a rival, especially back in the 80s and 90s. Back then, you had Don Majkowski and and people like that. So they were I never really considered them a rival. The Cards used to be, they were the St. Louis Cardinals with Neil Lomax and Otis Anderson and Jim Hart. And wow, I'm old. Oh, I should stop talking. I'm going to talk about young things. Anyone know about that tweeter that you go online and send people messages out? That's my old man reference joke. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Christian Fernandez. I think Dave Gettleman is our Dave Gettleman may be our biggest handicap. I don't think he's our biggest rival. He's our biggest handicap right now. He's got to do something this year, good or bad, right or wrong. He's got to do something. What's going on, Hakeem? What's going on? What are we going to do? Like, there probably looks like they're going to let him go. That's what the thing is. They're trying to find a trading partner. If not, they're going to say they're going to release him. I personally, like I said, I would restructure the deal. I can't keep devoiding that line of talent, especially if you're worried about Daniel Jones being the guy. Connor took Carlisle and Simmons, so what's funny? I early in the season, everyone was on Simmons. Everyone was bashing him because he wasn't playing well, because he basically looked like the bust, and he had that big interception and he turned everything around. Let's see. Aside from the Niners tonight, let's not forget we played Niners. Yeah, we did play the Niners in the championship game. We did. I like, the Niners is just one of those weird teams. You either love them or you hate them, and they go up, they go down. I will always hate them. It just makes it easier. Let's see here. When Barkley comes back, our offense is 60% covered. Daniel Jones will have to do the other 30 with his arm, and the other. Honestly, LeVar, that is a pretty astute assessment, because I'm not going to put it all on Barkley. I'm going to put it on RB2 as well, because I don't know who that's going to be, Gallman, or if we're going to go out and find someone. But yes, if Barkley comes back, the reliance on Daniel Jones is not going to be there, and he will have less pressure on him to perform beyond what he's been performing the last year. And I don't think Daniel Jones is trying to I don't think that Daniel Jones is trying to I don't think he's trying to do too much. I think that it's just the fact that he's, like I said, he at times looks like he's flustered in the pocket, and he's not 100% sure where he wants to go with the ball. You should look Darden from North Texas. No, never heard of him. He would be a great late round shot replacement for Tate. I'll have to look him up, Steven. I am not familiar with him. I'm going to have to say that I have not. I have not started to do my draft analysis yet, and I'll have to. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to have to look him up. Let's see here. In your opinion, which team currently has the worst looking jerseys and colors? Ooh, who does have bad jerseys? Oh, I'm an old school guy, so I don't. I like all the old school jerseys. I like the Steelers. I like the Browns. But who has the worst? I'm not a fan of the new Seattle jerseys, man. I mean, the helmet I've always liked, but I always like that gray and gold. Not gray and gold, or the gray and the teal blue, but not this weird green stuff they have going on. Let's see here. That's a big mistake if we cut or trade Zoller, the most consistent lineman in the last 2 years. But sorry, but Hernandez, do not give me. I have no confidence in Hernandez or Shane Lemieux. I have none whatsoever. And I worry again if some of the problems from our tackle position have been because of Hernandez and Lemieux. Of Will Hernandez. Lemieux is a much better run blocker. His pass blocking is beyond what I would refer to as suspect. All right. People don't believe when I say it, but they say that the Skins were our biggest divisional rival. Whatever you know what? I'm actually not going to disagree with you. I think if you're going to go back to like the 80s and the 90s, our biggest divisional rival was Joe Gibbs. I agree with that. Only because the Cowboys under Tom Landry were okay. You know, he had the whole Danny White thing and everything else. And the Eagles had Buddy Ryan and Randall Cunningham, but they never really reached their peak performance. But yeah, Washington ruled the division for years. People forget about that. I miss a red jersey. I have a Antonio Pierce red jersey from the Super Bowls, the 2007 Super Bowl season. And I actually wore that in a pair of pajama pants and watching the Super Bowl, and I never wear them again. My wife actually got me the jersey, and I actually liked the red jerseys. I thought it gave us a little pizzazz. Maybe they will bring them back. If we get the opportunity to get Odell back, like they are rooming, should we get him? You know what? I did a video on Odell, and I laughed because of the fact that I personally think that if we had I don't think it would ever happen, but if we had the opportunity, I would bring him back. And I think he would be more contrite about his situation now, if he did come back, and I think he would be humbled. But I would bring him back. I mean, I personally would. I don't see the Giants doing that. I don't think, because the one thing about the Giants has been, even through my history of the Giants, they have never been a team that really made that big, like, bold statement move. And that's fine because, you know, they won Super Bowls. Not doing that, being consistent. And I think that's the problem. Sometimes we are a little too consistent with sometimes we're a little too consistent with our consistency. We like continuity. We don't like to rock the boat. And that's why Odell was, you know, the wrong guy. I love our white rush jerseys. I wish we wore them more than 2 or 3 games a season. I have a Daniel Jones jersey, the rush jersey. They actually are really nice. I mean, they I don't know if I really like watching them on TV, because sometimes I think they I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm the Phil Simms, you know, number 11 navy, you know, the dark color with the white letters with the red around the numbers. And, you know, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that, you know, I want to see that. You know what I want to ask somebody though, or anybody? All right, the Giants are sitting at 11. And we have let's say one of the main receivers is there. We have the linebacker from Penn State there, and we have one of the top corners there. Who would someone out there go with? And I know people ask me questions all the time, but I want to hear what you people think. You know, who would you guys go with if you had that opportunity to either get one of the big 3 receivers, a corner, or potentially a linebacker? I mean, is there any thought process of where we might want to drive that to? Because I think that we should, I personally think we should, you know, like I said, it's still stay at the corner. If we get Odell back, that solves our wide receiver. Make Slayton Shepard fight for number 2. Don't forget Kerry Coleman. Coleman's coming back from injury and easily steal the number 2 spot. I'm worried about Darius. I'm not going to lie. He did not make the adjustment you needed to make in year 2. So I'm not saying I don't think he's a number 1 right now, but I don't think he's a number 2 yet either. We have to just wait and see what happens. Yeah, that's, you know, Parsons, that's who I was thinking that I would probably go with if he was available. I don't see him being available though. I think he's still going to go, or even with the potential issues, I think he's going to go very early. I'm pretty sure Coleman got cut. Oh no, man, not Coleman, man. I did a video. One of my very first videos was when Coleman got injured in training camp. And I laughed though, because I see all these things on Twitter like, oh my God, we lost Corey Coleman. So I just did a video like, what the hell, guys? We just lost. It's Corey Coleman. He was a bust in Cleveland. He didn't do anything in New England. And he had fleeting moments with the Giants that year. And I didn't see him being the end all be all, that the issue that people were having. Okay. All right. Let me see here. See him as a bust. All right. What do we got here? What's your favorite game since you've been a fan? For me, it's the 90s championship game. My favorite game is the 86 Washington Redskin game where we went to the Super Bowl. It was the if young people probably remember, it was a game played basically in a windstorm, and the Mets were playing in the World Series the same night. So I think that was one of that was my game. Let's see, guys. Odell is not coming back. Forget it. Yeah, he's not coming back. I mean, they would never make that move. I wish they would. I really do. I wish it, in some ways, just once in a while, I wish the Giants would just throw caution to the wind and just, embrace the boldness. I just think I wish they would do that. But I just don't. Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. That's philosopher, but I'm not going to get into it. But that's the thing. I just wish they would do that just once in a while. I follow Coleman closely on Instagram of the Giants. He's a very comfortable spot with us now. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Maybe I'll follow Corey too. I see Slayton as a bust. I don't think he's a bust yet. Let's see what LeVar, let's see what he does in year 3. I know. Rolled it. Yes, I know. I was trying not to smile. I was watching that over here. Let's see. Playoff chances. I'm still saying we are not making the playoffs next year. I am still saying if we can potentially draft well and manage our contracts, it's going to be 2022. I see as a similar 6-10, 7-9. And I think we're going to, that's kind of where I feel, they're going to end up. Good bounce back. Yeah, it was a good bounce back game for the Knicks. It really was, especially with Derrick Rose being out on the COVID protocol. Oh, that was a great one too. Something shut out. What was your biggest heartbreaker for me? It was the playoff loss to the 49ers. Oh my goodness. The biggest disappointment. The 49er game was terrible because we should have kicked that. That was a penalty and we should have kicked that field goal again. Plain and simple. I don't have like a game that is like I'm upset that the Giants lost. I take all losses hard. So I can't really say there's one game I'm like, well, that really broke my heart because I used to take all, I used to take them all hard, but read it.
That's what she said.
Sorry. I wasn't going to throw that one in there, but I had to. That's a good question. I think I'm going linebacker. I have to go linebacker. I have to, what? If we have a Aquaman to Blake Martinez's Flash, I think that'll be good. I'm sorry. I don't know many cartoon things or Marvel things. I really don't. I guess those are guys all together. Evan Ingram's dropped the ball the first Eagles game. That would have sealed the game. It really would have. That would have been nice. Let's see here. I've only been a fan for about 6 or 7 years, but the one game that sticks out for me is Week 6, 2000 against the Ravens. Odell took the slant to the house on 4th down to win the game. That was a good game. I remember that. That was a good play. That was a really good play. That was a good one. I remember that a lot. Come on, Tim. What game? The punt return game. The infield. You know what? Okay, you got me on that one, OJG. I was pissed after that game because they should have don't kick the damn ball in the middle of the field. Oh, I guess I was upset about that game. Let's see here. I really like Devonta Freeman as our second running back, but we cut him and I never heard about it. Tons of guys love Gallman, but Freeman looked better to me. I liked Devonta Freeman's a little too old. I don't want to say old. He's not old. He's got some he's a smaller guy with some pelts on him. So I mean, I do think that he could have been a better backup to Gallman, but I actually don't think Gallman's going to be back. I really don't. Super Bowl loss was there because we were rolling the time, by the way. You know what? I was at the 2000 Super Bowl in Tampa. That was a heartbreaking game because when Ron Dixon took that the kickoff for the second half in for a touchdown, I thought we were going to get back in the game, and then we just got cut. I mean, crushed. So you think we should cut? No, I think we should keep Zeidler. I think we should restructure his deal, move him along a little bit, move some of that money around, but because I think we need him. I mean, I really do think we need him a lot. Hey, my man, what's going on, Jesse? What are you up to? Glad you could join us. We're going to be wrapping this up in about 10 minutes because, like I said, I am old and the Geritol is going to be kicking in soon. But I am having a good hair day. So that's always good. And I'm also tired. You know, car dealers, man. Car deal and Roldy, I'm not saying you, but car dealers, man, they the first deal they come in at is like $430. And by the time you leave, it's like $275 a month. I mean, I always think to myself, do people really take the first offer? I mean, I can never see that. Well, there's a good, where's the Jason Garrett question I just saw from Lee? Who would you bring in as the OC when Jason leaves next year? That's going to be a weird question because of the fact that I think it's going to be a Joe Judge guy. And I'm not sure who that's going to be because you have all these ex-college coaches that are coming in for, to fill in positions. I think he's not going to go. Joe Judge is not going to go for a name. He's going to go with someone he's familiar with. So I think he may even dip back into the coaching ranks. I mean, the college coaching ranks. I forgot. Sometimes I can't read and talk at the same time. I'm not that talented. The D-Jack game was a rough one, but not a playoff game. That was a rough game. The D-Jack game, I always hated him. He's actually a really nice guy, Jackson. He is a really nice guy. I met him a couple times after some Giants-Eagle games early in his career. He's actually a really nice guy. And I was with my friend Dave, and I used to laugh because Vince Papale, who was inspiration for the movie, and he was the special teams player for the Eagles and all that. And Mark Wahlberg did the movie. I remember because I met Jackson D-Jack the one game, and Vince Papale was there, and he kept getting mad at me because I kept calling him Rudy. I think it probably had something to do with the Coors Light. Hey, Tim, don't have to worry about Ben playing for the Dead. Why? What happened with Ben? Did he restructure his contract? I hope he did, because I don't want him going to Washington. Does anyone have a feeling about Alex Smith coming to the Giants? Because I know that the Skins released him. Washington football team. I know they released him. So, I mean, I worry. I don't think they would ever sign a quarterback like that to back up Daniel Jones, because I have this fear that Alex Smith would be the starter like in week 6. I think we should bring back Pat Shurmur if Jason Garrett leaves. Pat Shurmur, people bash Pat Shurmur, but you know what? Pat Shurmur was not a horrid coach for the Giants. The team played hard for him, and they never stopped competing for him. And it's not like under Ray Hanley and the end of Dan Reeves and coaches like that. They actually played hard for him, and like I said, he really helped Daniel Jones. Pat's calling plagiarism as a rookie. He had 24. Yeah, I can't say, I can't knock him. I hated Pat Shurmur. I mean, I did a video that said Pat Shurmur, a coach only his mother could love. That's how much I loved him. But I have to give him credit for what credit is due. He really did help Daniel Jones. We need another wide receiver. Do you think signing Corey? And I've said this before. Every Giant fan 2 years ago was in love with Corey Davis. And then he kind of just fell off the planet for us. I don't like Curtis Samuel. Like I said, he's Sterling Shepard 2.0. I wish there was a way we could trade back up into the first round to get Bateman, because I do think he's going to go low. Yes, he did. He took a $5 million pay cut. Wow, that sucks. No, I'm just joking. I'm glad he's going to stay in Pittsburgh. I was worried that Dan Snyder was going to make some wild move and send like 3 first rounders over to Pittsburgh just so he could get into the playoffs. I was worried about that. I was so worried about that. Do the Giants draft parties? If he's available, I would draft him. I don't see him being available, but if he was there, I would have to take him. I mean, it would be interesting, but I would have to. Tim, favorite defensive player on Giants currently? Come on, man. Leonard Williams. He's my guy. No, my favorite player is Blake Martinez. He's just one of those guys. When I watched the film from Green Bay, he was always a guy that he was always in the right spot. He was always in the right position. He always played hard. And I respect that from a linebacker. And he reminds me in the mold of the old time giant linebacker. Let's see here. If we had more cap room, like 6 or 7, would you be willing to give Leo the $20 million he wants? No. Because I've said this before, I am concerned that Leonard Williams will turn back into 5.5, 3.5 sack Leonard Williams. If he had more than 11 sack seasons, and I'm not going to sit there and say the king of the Elmo sack is going to be the guy that's going to be I think that's what we're going to get. I don't think he's going to be somewhere between the 11.5 and the 5.5. I think he's going to be between the 5.5 and the 3.5. Honestly, I would pay much more for Davis than I would give. You know what? I think Corey Davis is overrated, but you're right. He is a bigger he's a bigger target with better hands. And you're right. You never heard anything bad out of Tennessee with him. You never did. Do you think about? I like Marvin Jones. I mean, he would be, if he was available for the Giants. If he wants to come here, I think he would be a great option. I think he would be a good third receiver. Don't sign him, Iverson. Fill a spot. You're going to left in draft. Less money, free agency, limited picks, and I think people need to be prepared for the fact that if we do sign Leonard Williams, we are not going to be making any type of splash in free agency. You mean Isaac? Mike Lee, you were here late. I already did an Isaac Yiadom rant. I was saying that, it's not that I don't like him. I just don't. Tim, what comes to mind when I say, is this going to be like a psychological test? Was this like the Rorschach test? Evan Ingram, dropped football, butter hands. Let's see here. I think Parsons is the type of player we need. I agree, but I don't see him getting out of the top. Like, I agree. I don't think he's going to get out of the top 5. Would you rather trade down or select Slater? I would trade down because I'm not sure Slater is going to be. I'm not sure Slater is going to be the offensive lineman that people think he's going to be. We're going to wrap this up in about 3 minutes here. I'm going to try to grab a couple more questions here. You guys have had some great questions tonight. And we are going to do the call-in again, so everyone just be prepared. I hope everyone can make it. I don't like doing nighttime streams. I like doing Sunday streams, and I'm going to continue to do the Sunday streams, but I just can't do it this weekend. Yeah, you have to listen tomorrow, Mike. You were late. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You're well, I'll talk to you. I like you. I like your comments. You crack me up. I like your comments in your emails. You don't see with Slater. He's neck and neck. Yeah, he's neck and neck with the people that prognosticate the draft. But in my book, I don't see it. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not seeing it there. I'm the GOAT. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. At least you didn't call me a cow. That probably would have made me upset. I did gain a little weight this week, but I was like, yeah. But thank you, sir. Collins would actually be pretty good for this. Yeah, I could see that. I could see him. Yeah. I'm actually gonna do a video on that. Your thoughts on Tate and Mayo release? I said this. You guys are smart enough. You don't need me to do a video every time a player gets released because of the fact that we all knew Tate and Mayo were gone. So you guys are smart enough to that. We knew they were gone. We knew they were out the door. I mean, there's really nothing about that. That was anything special. All right. Your thoughts on Marshall Juvie? You know what? I don't have a lot of thoughts on him yet because, like I said, I really do have to do some more pre-draft work. But I'm going to wrap this up right now, guys, because I got to help get my son to bed because he's got school tomorrow. But I appreciate everyone coming out. This was kind of a late notice stream. And I really do appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching, you leaving the comments, the messages. I'm going to lay off the soundboard a little bit. I know I've been going a little crazy with it, but I've been enjoying it. And I enjoy doing this, but we will be back next Sunday. Not this Sunday. We will be back next Sunday. You know what? I am going to close it out for everybody. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you can subscribe, if you could ring that bell, I think you know what it means. That'd be awesome.